What's up? Tyler from Plugged On. I'm here with a concert review. This time I'm going to talk about Korn, Alice in Chains, Underoath, and Horror that I saw in Camden, New Jersey, August 3rd at the BB&T Pavilion. I was very much looking forward to this show. I mean, Alice in Chains is my favorite band, so I always like seeing them when I can, when they come around. And I saw Korn when they headlined Mayhem Festival like 2010. I wasn't really into them at all, and I hardly remember, honestly, their set or anything like that. So was interested in seeing Korn too. They've kind of grown on me a little bit over the last few years. I wouldn't call me a Korn super fan or anything like that, but just looking forward to seeing them. So those two paired together, interesting kind of 90s sort of throwback sort of thing. Even though some of the newer material both these bands are putting out is pretty damn good. So, just getting into it. Horror opened the show. All the R's in Horror are replaced with 9s. These guys were interesting. I mean, they're not my thing, so I'm not gonna sit here and trash them or anything like that. But it's interesting to see them just kind of carving their own path a little bit. It was kind of rap mixed with there was some punk beats, some just more energetic stuff, mixed with hip hop sort of beats too. It was kind of a hodgepodge of stuff, but good. If you're into it, that's cool. I feel like it's a tough thing to throw out there. It's the first band but hey, good for them. I could see this, maybe being a lot more entertaining in any smaller clubs. I feel like the vibe there would be pretty great. Moving on, next was Underoath. I mean, Underoath's been around for a while, since the early 2000s. They're a popular band for sure. It's interesting to see them opening on some of these larger tours. I know they just did a tour, I think, with Papa Roach in Asking Alexandria. I could be wrong on that. But big rock acts, and now they're opening for Korn and Alice in Chains, which is pretty huge. And so, I mean, it's good for these guys. And it was pretty interesting. Stinger asked, who here hasn't seen Underoath before? Put your hands up. And I mean, the amount of people that raised their hand, it was pretty crazy. So pretty good for them, I guess, to just get out there in front of a ton of new people every night. I'm not a massive Underoath fan. I mean, there's some songs here and there that I dig, but they mostly just played new stuff off their latest album. I knew like On My Teeth and Rapture, the new song they put out, Loneliness, I think is pretty good. And one of the older songs they played, Writing on the Walls, got a pretty big pop from a lot of people. I mean, I thought they were pretty good. I was surprised, how much they got people going, how kind of a little bit more commanding they were, people accepting of it, I guess. Because I just thought it was like, Alice in Chains is next, people just wouldn't really care, sort of thing. But it seemed like that, they got some people going. That's cool. Man, the amount of times, though, the singer says, y'all having a good time? Let's get this party started, sort of thing. I was like, okay. And he kept saying, we have 4 more songs left. And it's like, okay, that's cool, but, I feel like, just play your set. You're going to end when you're in. I feel like you're kind of diminishing your set a little bit of 4 more songs. Don't worry, guys. We'll be out of here in 4 more songs. And I know most people are there for Alice in Chains and Korn, but still. Anyways, like I said, they weren't bad, for sure. And at a Underoath headlining show or a smaller venue, I could see them bringing it, sort of thing. So, next up was Alice in Chains. Kind of a shift there, but this is the 5th time I've seen Alice in Chains. I love these guys, and I was eager to hear them play a little bit more newer material. They didn't play a lot, to be honest with you, off of Rainier Fog. I would love if these guys just pulled an Iron Maiden sometime and just said, we're just playing new shit, like William Duvall era. We're going to throw in a couple old classics. But, man, I would love that. I know it's not going to happen, ever. And I love those new songs, but I also like the new stuff, too, with William Duvall. But anyways, I thought they had a really good set. My only critique is that I just wish they were a hair louder. Like, they sounded really good in terms of mix, hearing everything. Just turn the overall volume up just a fucking hair. That's my only thing. Maybe it's just where I was and how the sound was funneling to me. But I felt like I could hear a lot of people talking around me, which I don't like at a show. I find that to be rude, to be honest with you. Watch the fucking band that's playing that you paid for. Anyways, but I didn't feel that with Korn at all either. Korn was loud, you know what I mean? Like, just turn it up just a little bit. That was my only thing. But yeah, they played some really great songs. Opened up with Angry Chair, which is a great song to open with. Just how that starts, coming out there on the drums, just letting it go, and then it's heavy live, and I really just enjoyed hearing that song. I don't know if I've ever heard them play that song live, to be honest with you, so that was really cool to hear. Then they played Man in the Box right afterwards, which was a great transition, but I was surprised. Typically that's a later on in their set sort of song, but got good pop, good energy right there in the beginning. Yeah, they opened up with a lot of old stuff before they played anything new at all. Check My Brain, again, Them Bones, Damn That River. All those songs are awesome to hear live. I love them, especially Damn That River is probably one of my favorite Alice in Chains songs to hear live, just because that song's heavy. And Jerry Cantrell, he takes his top hat off and he just lets his hair go and he's headbanging and having a good time. And they sounded great. William and Jerry it's probably one of the better performances I've seen them in terms of just those two sounding good together. Then they played Stone off of The Devil Put Dinosaurs Here. That was awesome to hear. I kind of fit in with the rest of the songs. They were just kind of bringing out some of the heavier Alice in Chains songs. So Stone is definitely one of them. Then they played Rainier Fog, title track off their new album. I love that song. It quite honestly is probably my favorite song off of their new album. So that was great to hear. And Jerry sounded great during that whole thing. And that song just jams. I mean, that guitar is very straightforward, and I like it a lot. Then getting into No Excuses, which is awesome, always to hear live. Then probably one of the best parts of their set, they played Nutshell. They had everyone, kind of get their phone out and turn the light on their phone. And it's kind of funny, back in the day it would be the lighters and stuff, but now everyone has a phone. Do that, and honestly, it looked really cool just looking around and seeing the whole place lit up like that. It was awesome, and that song is so depressing to listen to, but it's an incredibly dark and beautiful track. And it's always great to hear it live, hearing the crowd sing along. And then, Jerry's little extended guitar solo at the end is always cool to hear. The one thing is, Jerry was playing a guitar that had a very naked chick on it. And during that song, it's sad. The mood's kind of down a little bit more than some of the other songs. The camera work actually zoomed in on that. And I'm like, this doesn't really work. I don't know. It was funny. Then they brought out Junkhead, which was awesome to hear. I don't know if I've ever heard them play that live in the times that I've seen them, but that was great to hear. Great to hear everyone singing along with that one. I love the slow, almost doominess of that song. And then that chorus is so good. And then, We Die Young, which is always awesome to hear. The other new song they play is The One You Know, which is cool. And then, Wood and Rooster. Alice in Chains killed it. I loved their set. William, Jerry sounded great overall. Like I said, just wish they were a little bit louder. Otherwise, they really brought the heat, which was awesome. So next up was Korn. Like I said, I haven't seen Korn in a long time. And Korn's kind of grown on me. I'm not busting out every one of their albums or anything like that, but they have some jams that I certainly enjoyed. I'll say, leaving this show, I want to listen to a lot more Korn, both old and new Korn. It was the energy in at this venue was just off the charts, in the most energy I've seen at the BB&T Pavilion probably since I saw Slipknot there a few years ago. The whole place, at the seating area, the pit area, the lawn where we were was just going fucking insane, and just dancing, grinding on your boyfriend, head banging, moshing, doing whatever. It was pretty cool to just kind of be a part of it. And to be honest with you, it was kind of interesting. It was just kind of a set that I just didn't want to end, because I'm like, I'm really enjoying myself right now, because they brought it. They pulled everyone in, and it was really well done. Yeah, I mean, they opened up with some older tracks, Here to Stay, Blind, which Blind is, I'll say this. Might be a little bit of a controversial thing. I like listening to Blind, the recorded version off their first record. It doesn't get me as much as it did live. I mean, when that guitar starts coming in and then the drums kick in, it's got that groove. It's like, that shit is heavy, and they sounded heavy. They were loud. They were in your face, and I'm like, this is exactly what I was looking for tonight, and that's what I'm getting. So, yeah, they got a huge pop when they played Blind, so that was awesome. Divine, Rotting in Vain off of their most recent album, The Serenity of Suffering, that's a really heavy song. That was cool to hear. Then the only new track they played, I know they just put out a new song, Cold, but the only new one that they played was You'll Never Find Me, which that song's been growing on me a lot recently, and I thought it went over really well live. It's got some heaviness. Jonathan Davis sounded great. The kind of emotion in his voice was awesome. He was great the whole show. I mean, the whole band just has this great energy to them, and he's always just dancing around, stomping around, all sorts of stuff. And he sounded on point the whole night. There's really nothing else to say other than he was awesome. And he really, he didn't really talk to the crowd at all. He just yelled at everybody, which I enjoyed. Then, they brought out the whole bagpipes, played Chutes and Ladders, played a little bit of One from Metallica, which was cool. Got the Life, that was cool. Make Me Bad, Somebody, Someone, that was awesome. Those two songs I don't really know that well, so I need to go back and listen to them. And then, of course, Freak on a Leash, which was awesome. I'll say this too, it's just my opinion, of course, but the middle section of Freak on a Leash, when it's like go, and then it's just a few really simple chords, and Jonathan Davis comes in with his whole vocal scat sort of thing. I think that's one of the heaviest things to ever be recorded in metal, period. End of story. That I know that's just me, and I know there's fucking death metal and all this stuff, but the simplicity of that is so fucking heavy. And hearing it live, it was like, yes, hearing the whole place just go fucking nuts. It was awesome. Yeah, then they came back and played 4 songs for an encore. For You, Twist. Those 2 songs I don't know too well, so like I said, I need to get into them. Then Coming Undone, Falling Away From Me were great to end the set. They were highly entertaining. They were heavy. They were loud. They were on point musically. Their stage setup was fucking cool. Had a bunch of different levels and mirrors and all sorts of stuff. It was wild. The lighting was cool. I mean, they really brought it. And I would not want to play after Korn in this sort of thing. I mean, there's no one after him, but it's just one of those performances where it's like, we're closing the show, we're going to fucking bring it. And it was great. I loved it. Yeah, I'm very much interested in their new album coming out in September as well. So, yeah, if you've been to this tour, let me know what you think. If you're going to, of course, let me know what you think. And, yeah, thanks for watching or listening. See you later.